The redevelopment of the Gilbert and Bennett wire mill had been at a standstill for over 20 years.
Right now, I would describe the wire mill as run down, old, I guess, just abandoned. Like, honestly, kind of depressing, just like if you think about like the potential of like what we could be doing with such like a massive space, especially in Reading where we don't have much to begin with, like in terms of just infrastructure.
But that's where the Rewire program came into play. It happened over the summers of 2013 and 2014 in Georgetown, a sector of Reading, Connecticut. It was led by this brilliant Reading resident and artist, Jane Philbrick. She was behind all the big ideas and planning of the Brownfield Remediation program.
We were going to be learning about the potential redesign of the wire mill. The core of it was really just like to inspire young kids to like get in thinking like sustainably and like really being like environmentally aware.
The other purpose was to educate younger generations about urban development. It was divided into different topics each week. One week we could be learning about sustainable fashion, and then the next we might be creating prototypes of restaurants that could be incorporated into the mill's redevelopment plan. The student ateliers that attended the program included both high schoolers and middle schools from the Reading School District. I was in middle school at the time.
Rewire really opened like my mind to how environmentally like aware just our society in general needs to be. But that program really made me like think, why aren't we doing more? Because it's such a big issue that really affects everyone and will affect us more down the line. I've definitely driven by the wire mill many times. I mean, it's like pretty central in Reading, I'd say. Prior to Rewire, I never really gave it much thought. I was like, oh, it's just like a creepy rundown like wire mill. But especially now knowing that like it has the potential to be something else, like I drive by it and I'm like, oh wow, like that place could really like be this huge complex if we went through with that.
Do you remember anything about the Georgetown old schoolhouse where we did the program?
It has character to it. There was like a back classroom that we like actually had the program in.
Do you remember anything about Jane in particular? Anything that stands out?
Yeah. Well, she's definitely very eccentric, I'd say. She has like bright red lipstick, these tiny round glasses and short hair. When I first met her, I was kind of like intimidated by her. She just seems very put together. But then like she's talking in like a million different directions. Once you got to know her, she was super friendly and I loved how inspiring she was. And again, like she had these huge ideas and she wasn't afraid to just like put them out there. Jane really cultivates that like completely. Like she had a passion and she did something with it.
And Jane's persistence worked. In February of this year, Julia Pemberton got the mill's case to Supreme Court, and Reading now has the upper hand on redevelopment. Now the town can finally start its journey to a sustainable site of shops, studios, and restaurants for all to enjoy.